Hey guys, what's up? It's TRX Master Instructor Amy McMullen, and today I've got a 15-minute full body conditioning workout for you meant to make you sweat and get that heart rate up. All right, all you're gonna need is a TRX suspension trainer. If you are tracking your workout, go ahead and hit start on that, and I'm gonna hit play on our timer so we can get in and get out. We're gonna start with our straps here at mid-length. So the first exercise we've got today for warm-up is a squat row. This is to get most of the major joints warmed up all at the same time. So we're gonna grab the handles, face the anchor, and lean back. My feet are slightly wider than my hips. I'm gonna bend my knees and drop my tailbone towards the floor, straighten the legs, and then I'm gonna pull my chest to my hands and then extend the arms back out. So dropping the tailbone towards the floor and coming up, pulling the elbows straight back behind me and shoulder blades together for that row. One squat, one row. And then if you get feeling comfortable with this, you can start taking the moves and putting them together. So I'm going to straighten my arms as I squat, pull up as I row, and same sort of thing. You can kind of cruise through that. We're going to flip around and do a forward lunge. So I'm going to lift one arm up to face away from the anchor point. We're going to do a forward lunge with a Y fly. So arms out in front of your shoulders, standing up nice and tall, feet together. I'm going to take a step forward, raising my arms overhead, and I'm going to drop my knee towards the floor and then step together. Step forward with the other leg this time. Arms go up overhead in a Y shape. I'm going to drop my knee straight down and then step together. So alternating legs, I take a step forward, I stop that forward momentum and then go down towards the ground. Depth is up to you, but my arms are going out into a Y and then back to shoulder height every time. All right, from here, we're going to some rollouts. Get those abs turned on. Arms are about chest, shoulder height, somewhere around there. We're gonna come up to your toes. If you've got any shoulder issues, offset the feet, but we are gonna straighten the hips, raise the arms overhead until you kind of feel those abs a little bit, and then come back down. Raise the arms overhead. You kind of look like Superman out here. And then right back down. If you don't need that offset foot stance, take a wide stance and just take your time. This is just a warm-up move. It's meant to kind of turn on all those core muscles that support your spine. It's easy to look down like I've been doing. Try to keep your head and neck still. And we're gonna go to a wide hip hinge. So I'm gonna face the anchor point with my hands down at about hip height. My feet are going wide and my toes are pointed forward towards the anchor. I'm going to give myself a little proud chest here, hinge at the hips, stick my booty back towards the back wall and reach my fingertips towards the anchor and then press down to come all the way up. So hips back, fingertips forward, and then all the way back to the top. All right. So nice little hinge. You should feel a stretch in the back of the legs, so your hamstring area, back of the thighs. It should feel quite nice, especially if you've been sitting for a long time or you're just tight in the hamstrings. All right, we're gonna drop the straps here and start to get our heart rate up and get ready for some of our cardio intervals that we're gonna have today. So we've got jacks first. We've only got 15 seconds. We're just getting prepped for these. If you are not jumping, you're gonna take a tap side to side. If you are jumping, classic jumping jacks here. All right, if you wanna take a little seal jack to open up your chest, just take the arms wide when the legs go wide, all right? Next up, we've got booty jacks, or you may have heard them called squat jacks. I like the term booty jacks better. This is basically a squat and a jump together. So instead of jumping out, you're squatting. So squat, jump together, squat, jump together, okay? If you're not jumping, step into the squat, step together, step with the other leg, out into a squat, step together. You'll see me reaching towards the floor. You don't have to. I just think it's fun to do something with my arms. From here, we've got some side shuffles, side to side. Now, you're gonna get low in the legs. You're gonna keep your toes facing forward, and you're just gonna do a little shuffle here. Now, you can do steps quickly if the impact bothers you. Otherwise, maybe 2 or 3 to each direction and a little tap. I don't know how much space you've got, but probably not a ton if you're doing this from home. All right, last one, plank jacks. You're gonna go to the floor, or you can put your hand on a steady table or your couch for a plank position, but tapping out to the side, one foot and then the other is your non-jumping option. Jumping option, just toes out and in each time. And like I said, if you've got a couch or something that's not gonna move, You could put your hands on that and take that same out and in motion with the legs if getting to the floor is not your jam or you can't do it quickly. What we've got to start with here is a squat and a knee lift, all right? So I'm going to start my timer over here. 45 seconds. We're getting into round 1. Facing the anchor point, elbows at our sides. We're going to squat, stand up and lift a knee, put the foot back down, squat, stand up and lift the other knee. All right, so we're just cruising through this here. This is a body weight squat, meaning my grip is really light on the straps. However, if you've got bad knees, you're gonna squat sitting back and then pull yourself up with your arms. Now, if you don't have bad knees, I don't want you to use your arms on this because it takes some resistance off of your legs, but you will hinge forward and stand up all the way straight through the knee and the hip every time. Okay, rest. Now, in each of these rounds, we're going to be alternating a strength with a high intensity move. So this first round is just lower body, all right? So for our first high intensity move, we're going to alternate 8 jacks and 2 booty jacks for the next 45 seconds. Here we go. So we have 8 of these, 7, 6. Like I said, you can tap your foot. 4, 3, 2, booty jacks, squat, 2 jumps together, squat, 2 jumps together. Start it over, okay? It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Squat. Now you can do 1 jump in between just to get a little bit faster, out and back in. So 8 jacks, 2 booty jacks, keeping it nice and quick. And on those jacks, you're trying to get the arms to go out at the same time as the legs. On the booty jacks, you are trying to drop the hips, but keep your chest higher than your hips, okay? Let's go back to the straps. Like I said, we're alternating strength and high intensity. We're gonna go to single leg squats. This time we're gonna alternate legs. So I'm facing the anchor point, elbows at my sides. I'm gonna take one foot and put the heel in front of me, drop down into a squat, mostly standing on my left leg, and then switch feet, other foot out, mostly all my weight on this leg and back. If you feel good with that, lift the leg up, squat back, stand all the way up, switch legs. So I'm dropping my tailbone back, I'm hinging with a flat back forward, and I'm straightening all the way up through my knees and hips each time. So every time I stand up, I step together. The goal here is to use the straps for balance, but not as a crutch, unless you've got those bad knees, in which case, like I said, you can sit back like you're sitting in a chair and use your arms to help pull you up. So we are back to our jacks and our booty jacks. This time, we're gonna go 8 jacks, 4 booty jacks, all right? So now, I gotta pull my britches up and tighten my mic belt here. Here we go. So we got 8 of these. 4 booty jacks. I'm gonna do the double jump. Jump, jump, 2, jump, jump, 3, jump, jump, 4, and start back over. 8, 7. I'm gonna go seal jacks this time just to mix things up. 4, 3, 2, 4 booty jacks. Drop, 2 jumps, 3, 2, 1, back at it. So I don't know if there are any like dancers or musicians out there, but you like to keep a steady beat. If you do this with the 2 jumps, that keeps you even with your 8 jacks. Nerd over here. Okay, so we're going to our upper body round this time. We're gonna go high, middle, and low rows. Now, generally with rows, we shorten our straps all the way up to the top, but we're gonna keep them mid-length for right now because it's gonna make things faster. So low row, elbows are low, mid row, middle, high row, high. Okay, so low row, high row, mid row, somewhere in the middle. We're gonna be pulling our arms in and our elbows are gonna end up at different heights all the way through this, all right? So, you know what I did? I gave you guys a 45-second set to get water, and I talked all the way through that. All right, here we go. I'm gonna walk in, wrist to rib cage, walking forward just a little bit to add a little bit of weight here. I'm gonna straighten my arms and do a low row, elbows low by my sides. Straighten my arms back out tilt my pinkies out to the side, so now my elbows are coming 45 degrees away from my body. And then I'm gonna turn my palms down for the high row, and then I'm gonna start that over. Palms in for the low row, pinkies out for the 45-degree row or mid row, palms down for the high row. Elbows low, elbows middle or 45 degrees, elbows high. All right, so now if you feel like you can do more, take a deeper step down. Add up a little bit more body weight against gravity. If not, scoot back to make it easier. All right, so we're gonna drop these. We're going to our second bout of cardio. We've got side shuffles, all right? And what we're gonna do when we get over to one side, we're gonna reach our foot and pivot, or reach our hand and pivot our back foot. So I'm gonna come 2 or 3 shuffles over here, pivot this back foot, reach my hand toward the floor. I'm not touching the floor, I'm just reaching it there. Over, 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 reach, over, 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 reach. The big thing is I want this back foot to pivot like you were squishing a bug, okay? Like only in your mind, not for real, okay? Trying to stay low in those legs. If you can touch the floor, go for it, but you're gonna have to drop your knee. I want you to keep a flat back, so you have to lower the legs to get you down to the floor. I don't want you to bend over from your back in order to touch the ground. Rest. Whew, okay. From here, we've got a Y fly. So this is a shoulder fly. It's meant to work the back of the shoulders and the arms. You're gonna have yourself facing the anchor point, holding onto the handles, walking in so that you're in a Y shape. I'm gonna straighten my hips, lower my body down by bringing my palms towards each other, and I'm gonna bring my arms up overhead in a Y shape to pull myself up. Lower down, palms together, knuckles to the sky in a Y shape. Lower down, palms together, arms overhead, knuckles toward the sky. Now, what can happen if you're too deep in your angle is your elbows will bend and you'll actually start this move like a row, or you'll do like a big body wave, okay? Which I appreciate on the dance floor, but not for this. We wanna have a super stiff body and we want the shoulders to be driving that move, okay? So we are back to our side shuffles. And then after this, we get a little water break, and I'm gonna actually grab water instead of trying to talk you through the next move. So, low in the legs, here we go. Side shuffle over, pivot the foot, and if you wanna tap the floor, you can, but you can also just reach out kind of on the diagonal toward the floor. The biggest thing that I'm looking for, if I were in the room with you right now, is I'd be looking at your back, all right? So here, you wanna be hinged over, so booty out, chest out, not hunched over, okay? So booty out, chest out, squish the bug with the back leg, all right? We got 10 seconds left. Hope your heart rate's getting up there. I'm starting to get warm. Definitely gonna be turning my fan on during this break and rest. Okay, grab a drink, everybody. We start in 45 seconds with our next round, which is core. Whew. Let's go air. Grab a quick sip. We start in 30 seconds. Okay, so we're gonna be doing the Trx Hip Drop. Now this is for your obliques, so these muscles here on the side. What we're gonna do is you're gonna put both of your straps together, and I'm putting one hand kind of on one side of them, other hand on the other side. If this is too much for your hands, just drop one handle and pull this side tight, all right? Hands are gonna go on your head. You're gonna get the straps tight and then walk your feet in towards the anchor point. From here, keeping your hands on the crown of your head, you're gonna drop your hip away from the anchor and pick it back up. Drop your hip away from the anchor and pick it back up. So you should feel your sides, those are your obliques. You've also got some other core muscles in there. You've got your arms and shoulders stabilizing right here. Your hands can stay right on top of your head if you'd like. The big thing that I'm looking at here when I'm teaching a class is as you're leaning over, you're not arching your back, okay? So I always tell people, pull your ribs in, tuck your tailbone under, so that you are in a straight line every time you come back up to the top, all right? So we're gonna put this down. New round of high intensity cardio work. We've got high knees and we've got plank jacks, all right? So we are gonna do 10 high knees and then 4 plank jacks. Now, I know I didn't do high knees in the preview and the warm up, but we're doing them now. So high knees are here. You're gonna do 10 total. If you're not jumping, pull your elbows to your knee. Then we're gonna go through a squat, hands down. You can step or jump back to your plank. 4 plank jacks here. You're gonna come through your squat, back up, and then start over. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Squat down to the ground. You can put your hands down and step back if you want. And remember, you can tap your plank jacks if you're not jumping. So step your feet forward, get them nice and flat, and get your back up before you stand. And that's how we'll do these guys. Squat down, come out, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, so we've got hip drop on the other side so that we are not uneven. Like I said, you can grab just one handle if holding onto 2 is too much for your hands. I'm gonna make sure I'm in line sideways to my anchor, hands on the head. I'm gonna walk my feet in towards the anchor a little bit. From here, dropping my hip away from the anchor and then picking it back up. Now, as I pick my hips back up, you might be tempted to come all the way up here, which is a resting part, okay? You don't wanna be there unless you absolutely need the rest. So I'm gonna drop my hip out, and then I wanna come up just until my body's in a straight line and not into an over lateral flexion, a little over side bend there. We're bending down, and then we're just straightening back out. I'm trying to keep my eyes forward because it's really tempting to look down here. Almost there. And rest. We're going back to our high knees and our plank jacks. So make sure you've got some space. Like I said, you can do elbow to knee, and you can do tapping feet if you don't feel like jumping. 10 high knees total. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Going through my squat, back down to here. 4, 3, trying to get my shoulders over my hands, and then pop through my squat to come back up. 3, 2, 1, back up. Now, you may have noticed I've got one hand flat on the floor and one hand up for my plank jacks. Got a little wrist issue going on, so that's where I'm at. If you can, have both hands flat on the floor. 6 seconds left, hang in there. Rest. All right, grab a quick sip if you want it. Going into our last round, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put everything that we've done so far together, alternating lower body and cardio, upper body cardio, core cardio, okay? Okay, so first, we've got 45 seconds of alternating single leg squats. I'm trying to move my mic away here so I'm not like Darth Vader breathing on you. If your heart rate's really high, short breath in, long breath out. That'll kind of help you catch up. All right, single leg squats, feet together, standing facing the anchor point, arms at your sides. We're gonna take one leg forward, drop the hips back, drive up through the heel, switch legs. Drop the hips back, drive up through the heel, straightening your hip all the way and your knee. So if you've got this and you're feeling really good, one thing that you can do to test yourself is do a little slack in the straps. Put the leg forward, try to do 1 rep at least on either leg to see how far you can get down and back up. You don't have to force it very far, but it's a good indication of where you're at in terms of booty strength and stability in your hip, knee, and ankle. And rest. So what we're gonna do with cardio this round is we're gonna combine everything that we've done so far and smoosh it all together. So we're gonna do 4 of everything. 4 jacks, 4 booty jacks to start. Ready, set, go. 4 jacks, 2, 3, 4 booty jacks, 1 jump, 4, jump, 3, jump, 2, jump, 1. 4 side shuffles, 1, reach, 2, reach, 3, 4, 4 high knees, 1, 2, 3, 4, go to the ground, plank jacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, come back up, start it over, jacks and booty jacks, 1, 2, 4 booty jacks, side shuffles, whoop, going out of frame, rest, and don't worry if you didn't get through it, because we're going to do that a couple more times. Moving to our upper body now, all right? So we've got low row, mid row, high row, and that Y fly that we learned. So I'm going to pull my arms, elbows low for the low row, reach out. Elbows middle for the mid row. Palms down, elbows high for the high row. Now, Y fly, up and back out. So I set myself at a lighter angle here, so that way I could work all these shoulder angles and not break my plank. So if you find that you're having to break the plank, the standing plank, to get yourself up, then just scoot your feet back. If you need more, get those feet closer to the anchor point. 1 low, 1 mid, 1 high. Super stiff body. That Y fly can be a tough one. All right, so we're going back to cardio. Again, we're smooshing everything together, 4 of everything, starting with your jacks, okay? Ready? If you want to do seal jacks this time, rock that out. I'm going to do that, I think. 4, 3, 2, booty jacks. 4, 3, drop those hips each time. Side shuffles, over. Squish the bug with your back leg. Chest out, booty out for that hinge. 4 high knees, it's going to be fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to the ground. 4 plank jacks. We got 20 seconds left. Come back up, start it over. 4 jacks, 3, 2, booty jacks. I'm sweaty. Are you guys sweaty? And shuffles, over, reach, and done. Whew, going into our hip drops. I didn't give us a lot of rest here. Kind of regretting that now. I'm gonna just drop one handle, pull it tight. I'm standing sideways to my anchor point, hands on my head. I'm gonna walk my feet in towards the anchor point, keeping them together. Drop the hip away from the anchor, pick it back up, and focus on my breath. Deep breath in, big exhale out. Doesn't matter where you breathe. There are benefits to inhaling on the work or exhaling on the work part, but as long as you keep breathing and you don't pass out, we'll be in good shape. And rest. We're gonna go ahead and do the other side while we're here. So when you switch sides, make sure that you're still in line with your anchor. Hands are gonna go on the crown of your head. I want you to open up your elbows to the sides of the room, then walk your feet in to add a little bit of load here. You don't have to go very far to feel this move. Begin. You're dropping the hips out and picking them back up. We're doing 30 seconds each side. You may have noticed that last side was a little shorter than what we've done before. Just trying to fit all this in 30 minutes here. Eyes are forward, shoulders are down. They'll raise up a little bit to get your arms over your head, but they shouldn't be way up here by your ears. You got 3, 2, 1. Oh. All right, guys. This is our last time for the cardio. Let's finish it up. 4 of everything. Go as quickly as you can. And if you are beginning to get pooped, take all those easier options with the steps. Here we go. 4 jacks. 4 booty jacks. Side shuffles. Four knees. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plank jacks. 3, 2, 1. Back up. Booty jacks. We got 8 seconds. Ah! Side shuffles. Get as many as you can get in. And done. Whew. All right, guys. Walk it out. Keep your head above your heart. We're going to take a little breather, and we're going to start stretching, okay? So we're going to take here a little chest stretch so we can keep our head up. I want you to grab the straps, lift one arm over top of the other to face away from the anchor point. Thumbs up, arms, hands at about chest height. I'm going to roll my shoulders back and then step forward. I'm going to come back. We got 12 seconds left. You got time for another set. Same move. Let the straps pull your hands. Don't worry about leaning into it. Okay, you don't want to put a bunch of weight on your shoulders like this. And rest. Okay, offset hip hinge. We're going to face the anchor point. Now, we did that wide hip hinge in the beginning of our warm-up, but what we're going to do now is just offset the feet. So right foot's going to be in front of the left foot. I'm going to tilt my tailbone to the back wall, taking my hands forward. I'm going to stop when I feel a light hamstring stretch. Now, if you go too far forward, oftentimes your hips will begin to twist. So what I'm going to try to do is pull my right hip back and my left hip forward. So they're kind of square to the anchor. And I'm here. Now, you can come up and down through this, or you can do what I'm doing and just kind of stay forward the whole time. But if your heart rate's still really high, you want to keep your head slightly raised. Okay, let's switch sides. So, left foot forward. It doesn't have to be super far, maybe like a foot, a little bit more, a little bit less. Both toes are facing forward. The feet are about hip distance apart. Tailbone's going to tilt back. Fingertips are going to reach forward. My left leg is not as flexible as my right, so I'm not going to go as far here. Like I said, I'm trying to pull my back hip forward to keep the leg straight. And then I can come up and take a deep breath in. And big exhale out. Take one more stretch on this side. Should feel pretty great. And rest. All right, lastly, we've got a little hip flexor stretch. So we're going to face away from the anchor point. I'm going to walk forward so my arms are overhead, but they're still in front of my face. I'm going to take my left foot forward, my right toe back, and I'm going to bend down into like a little mini lunge here. Tucking my hips under, I'm going to take my left hand down behind me. My right arm is going to reach up and over here, and I get this stretch down my right side and then down into my right hip flexor. Okay, if you're bending that knee and kind of dropping down, you might even feel this in your quads. So the front of your thighs on that right leg. Then you can look back at your hand to get a little neck. All right, all the way up. Let's switch sides. So again, I'm going to walk forward so my hands are slightly in front of me. I can see them if I just look up with my eyes. Right foot forward, left toe back. I'm going to drop my knees, so I'm just going into a little lunge here, mini lunge. Tuck the hips under, reach back with this right arm, and then the top arm, the left arm is reaching up toward the ceiling and then over to the side. So I feel this all the way down my left side from those hip drops, and I feel this down into the front of my torso and my left hip flexor. If you're bending your hips back, you may not feel your hip flexors, so try to push them forward. And rest. Whew. All right, guys. Hopefully we got you sweaty. Hopefully you felt every part of your body and we got your heart rate up. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.